I'm remembering another one of the bits from Phantom Blood Abridged where it's after this fight and Speedwagon says, "That man could have killed me. That man could have kicked me so hard that my entire body inverted and imploded in on itself, but he only kicked me enough to break some of my bones. Why would you do that, good sir?"
Oh, that's great. Anyway, this fight is actually fairly easy, but it's also a little annoying because let me explain this right now. I have no idea why, but I can't tell if it's strictly because of the
Oh, there's
emulator
the frame rate.
Yeah, here's the frame rate just completely chugging itself. It gets really bad. So this game engine, I can't tell if it's interactions with PCSX2 that's causing it to be like this, or if it is just like this in regular gameplay. I could kind of believe the latter though. It's to the point, it's related to that opening cutscene where the cutscene just lagged so fucking hard on itself. This engine does not do well when trying to render multiple characters on the screen at the same time.
No, it does not.
Oh god, no, no, it does not. Like, it was very bad with the cutscene earlier because it got down like 50% because of all like the models that had the render in the background that are like cheering for the chief. This, I think it got down to 75% and sometimes maybe down to 70 or 65. But almost in a fucked up sort of way, the frame rate drops do actually help because it helps with trying to keep track of all these characters because again, no lock on. Guard's good, but doesn't block from all directions. At least let you keep track of them easier, but that is not an inadvertent good thing. But of course, luckily, it's one of those instances where every single one of these characters does have ridiculously small HP, so every time you take one out, it becomes incrementally easier because of you're not being dogpiled by as many characters.
This game gives you a lot of really spiffy outfits. In the free mode, does it let you pick which outfit you want to play, or are you just stuck with whatever the generic one is for pre-Hamon and post-Hamon? I'm
actually not entirely sure about that. I know your costumes, when you replay story mode, is locked to whatever chapter you're in, but in terms of like free extra battles, I'm not actually sure about that. I don't know, in truth, I haven't actually been too motivated to actually go through like all the extra bits of this game to try everything out.
I cannot possibly imagine why.
I know. Weird, Bob. What do you mean you wouldn't want to log this game? Bizarre.
You said something.
Say it again.
You said something earlier about there being like 200 battles you have to do in order to unlock Dio or whatnot. God, I do not relish the idea of playing Endless Eclipse again.
I can tolerate Endless Eclipse with Guts and a few other characters, and that's it.
The concept. That structure for
I know
for additional game modes.
I trust me, I know. I think luckily it's not like in a row. It's like a whole bunch of like, think of it like events in Melee.
Oh,
it's kind of like that.
I guess that's fair.
But like, I think it locks you to certain characters, so I'm just like, no thank you, I'm good.
It could be worse. I think the worst one of those modes of all time is the survival mode in Burst Limit.
You know what? I've been experiencing the same thing. Okay, so by the time this goes up, I imagine I'll have long since started or possibly even finished Burst Limit. So, the survival mode in there, why does it not let you save your progress and come back to it?
Well, the first problem is that it's individual battles with an early generation PS3 Blu-ray reader and Blu-ray disc load times between each individual battle that only lasts 30 seconds. And there's 50 of them in a row. And you know how the DBZ games are. It can end up being that the load times are longer than the fights. And
yep.
You can't save and quit, and it's 50 of them back to back.
Yeah.
You know what's funny right now is I was actually just looking at my shelf to make sure that I still had that, and that wasn't one of the things that you accidentally took with you.
It'd be convenient if I did actually take it with me. No, I'm only playing it via emulator.
But yeah, imagine the survival mode in Tenkaichi 3 on the PS2 is actually better than the advanced PS3 system, because Tenkaichi 2 survival, it's like 50 characters just pop out one after the other, same combat.
I love Infinite World, and, well, okay, I love Shin Budokai. I'm iffy on Infinite World. Boy, dude, should they not have done that one single idea. Ugh, God.
Man, look at the face of that guy in the front with the scythe or
It looks like
crowbar or
Kazuya
whatever.
almost.
Oh my god, no, I'm sorry. There is actually a scythe in the background. Look.
Bruh, holy shit, yeah. Rocky really went all out for this one panel. Or
Yeah,
I imagine it was
the
a similar composition in the original manga.
But yeah, the guy with the fucking hook in the front. The guy, like you said, looks like Kazuya with the caved-in face.
It's great. Anyway, so this bit. Okay, so...
Oh, this is hysterical.
By the way, before we go too much further, yeah, Speedwagon did get his shit rocked. Nearly got his shit rocked by Jonathan, but that one exchange convinced him to help him in any way, shape, or form he possibly could. And I love Speedwagon. He is husband.
I am yours for life.
Absolutely. So Dio here is unfortunately for him experiencing some mild shades of his own. That funny enough. And this further proves that Dio is actually a fairly engaging character when you give him shit to do.
When he realizes that his actions have consequences and he might not be able to get away with literal murder a second time.
Not only that, but despite how much he does actually despise his dad, unfortunately he finds himself currently going down the path of what his dad became, a raging alcoholic that was angry all the time. And he realizes this at times, but he can't help it in this one instance because I'm probably about to go to jail.
I've become everything I've ever hated.
And that's poetically beautiful about Dio, but then we completely screw it by the wayside for part 3, and it blows me the fuck away that we actually went that route.
Imagine if this scene reached fruition. This scene could have ended hilariously, terribly for Dio.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, I just murdered a man.
No, imagine. Because remember, the thing is, Dio's original plan was that he was going to put the mask on Jonathan.
Yep, and then have him killed that way. And because of the weird mechanisms of the mask, there wouldn't be, in his mind, there wouldn't be anything tying the two together because there wouldn't be like a casual murder weapon, but circumstantial evidence and the fact that, you know, the Joestars definitely have the cops in their pocket. Yeah, no, there's motivation there.
I mean, there's also the fact that how are you? You're gonna have to draw blood from him some other way first. So you were gonna have to leave some other form of an exit wound somewhere else on his body before all of the claws stretched into his brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, just imagine if Jonathan actually became the vampire.
I know. I was having that thought too, and that's very fucking funny because vampirism just overrides everyone's willpower in this whole series. Like all sort of like mental guards to keep them from being a complete cunt and killing everything. Nah, it's all gone. And
you know, it really occurs to me that with the benefit of hindsight, that Araki stepped immediately into power scaling as early as part 2.
Yeah, no kidding. Aztec gods. So this, the
Pillar Men eat vampires for breakfast.
Literally. So I sort of liken this scene actually to Guts and Griffith encountering Zod, in a sort of way, like the precursor to the world flipping on itself, if you will.
Yeah.
And I say that because this is like it's the first glimpse into what the stone mask can do and the weird potential it actually has, and the fact that this is probably not just some generic ceremonial mask.
Well, no, hold that thought. Zod was more of a controlled experience and encounter. Mm-hmm. This is completely unhinged. I would liken this to meeting Wild.
Honestly, that's not too far off the mark. I say that because to the audience, this is the first real encounter of the supernatural before we have the quote-unquote world flip with Dio becoming a vampire or the eclipse in Berserk. Obviously, one of those examples is a lot more extreme than the other, but bear with me.
Dude, there's some water right next to you. Just jump in the river. Because they were on a bridge when this happened. Also, there's another part. If you can find the individual GIF, please put it in. The vampire launches Dio across the bridge, crashing into a building. It's like he's flying completely flat, almost planking.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that.
Gets launched.
Launched
in a planking position.
So also, if you're all familiar with your Bram Stoker's Dracula, by the way, something funny I didn't notice until I was thinking about it. Bram Stoker Dracula came out late 1800s. Part 1 happens to take place in late 1800s. I think that might just be a
1880s.
coincidence, but it's kind of cute.
No, that was intentional.
Probably. So,
Boy,
vampires...
it sure is convenient that they were walking around at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, no kidding. Getting wasted at 5:30, damn. It's very... So, fuck, I had a train of thought. Damn it. Oh yeah, vampires are super fucking OP in this fucking series.
Of and to a point.
Yeah, obviously to an extent, but boy, so vampires have so many fucking abilities at their disposal. They're borderline indestructible, super strength, able to draw blood from a number of different sources, can control ice freely around them apparently, or control temperature. Thanks, Dio. Eventually getting eye lasers.
Space Ripper Stingy Eyes.
Never get over that name.
Also somehow having the ability to create chimeras.
Create chimeras, create undead zombies that serve their every will without question. Yeah, vampires are kind of, and meanwhile, Haman is like a very basic defense against that. It's rough.
It's putting yourself into Vegeto's barrier, but being able to attack with it.
Yeah, in essence, like that's a very funny way of actually putting it. So Dio comes back and he's seen the vampire experience, so he has a very funny new plan. Even if, yeah, I was thinking about it. If Jonathan did become a vampire, man, everyone would have been fucked out of luck.
Oh boy. Wouldn't that change the course of history?
Yeah, no kidding. That's a what-if scenario we should have fucking gone for Rise of Heaven. Damn it. That would have been funny and really cool.
Much better than that stupid fucking Dio over Heaven thing. Can't believe that was a thing that happened. Give us that scenario in a game. What if Jonathan was vampire?
Yeah, no kidding.
Really put his relationship with Arena into perspective.
Yeah, no kidding. So,
this is a great act, by the way.
It really is. This whole bit, honestly, this scene is really good. Like, despite us dunking on some aspects of Phantom Blood, this is really good scene. Like, just the suspense of Dio obviously trying to play coy, like, and how each one of them holds like a number of cards up their sleeves. Damn.
I guess this is justice.
I regret all the bad things I've done in my life. You've had 7 years to not poison my father.
I guess this is poetic justice. Me finally getting what's coming to me after so long.
My back's against the wall. I have absolutely no recourse whatsoever. Now,
oh boy.
If the cops weren't outside, and if the Stone Mask didn't turn someone into a vampire, honestly, he could probably kill him right here and now, and probably gone away with it. Maybe. But meanwhile, nope. Best husband is here.
In the one scene where he gets to be cool.
Absolutely. Well, I'd argue Speedwagon gets to be cool in a few scenes, but he is definitely at its peak here.
I'm sorry, you're right. Speedwagon gets to be cool as he withdraws coolly.
Fair. Yeah, true. He had some moments in part 2, but not. He was mostly just like on the back burner.
I'd argue he's actually a better character in part 2 than part 1.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten used to everything that's around him, and he's dealing with Joseph.
Yeah, true. Grandpa tries to deal with Riley grandson. And Speedwagon isn't nearly as naive as Jonathan is.
Did you need to kick over the menorah, though?
Probably don't want to burn down the house already.
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, let's not jump the gun a little bit here, Speedwagon. But no, I love this insight Speedwagon is, because he's dealt with so many of the worst scum out there that he's immediately able to identify Dio as, yeah, no, this guy's a cunt. Fuck him.
But also Dio's reaction of, who the hell is this?
Essentially. The whole outside character really throws a huge wrench into Dio's plan, obviously.
Oh boy.
And also,
Wang Cheng.
Yep.
Or as some people know him, Vegeta.
George here looks like he's dressed up like Avdol.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's really bizarre. And also, all these cops behind him. This is why I said earlier, I'm pretty sure the cops were just in the pocket of the Joestar family.
I mean, probably. They're notoriously wealthy.
Yeah, especially considering 1800s Europe, late 1800s Europe, where there's like probably no oversight of cops. Yeah. Actually, no way, especially at this time period, because this is also shortly after the creation of the police anyway, to essentially watch over slaves. Right.
And that was in America. It was different in Europe.
Okay.
Fun fact, because it's historical and this game is history, police only exist to corral slaves back into their pens. They don't actually serve the law in any way.
Yeah. Yep.
But we're getting to the climax of this act, and this scene is something else.
As soon as he starts talking about as soon as he starts talking about humanity, it's like, Dio, what are you about to do?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, man? Also, I love his outfit here. Unless
he's already dressed like a vampire.
I know, right? He's already got the feathers around him, everything. I reject my humanity. Holds up a icon fucking manga.
So this is another one of those annoying memes, but I still do like the face at least.
I do. You know what? I'm going to disagree. I do actually like the format of I reject my humanity because of all the things I've gotten stuck in his hand. Also, the weirdly magical looking knife. It's got like a fucking the specs in front of the knife make it almost look like a galaxy knife. It's so weird. And then in the more poetic way, considering this was the plan from the word go.
Well, in a roundabout way, he got what he wanted.
Yeah, and in a weird sort of sense, yes, he did end up actually killing him.
Roundabout.
Okay, we shot him. He's dead, right?
I nearly forgot until I just said it. Roundabout.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, before we embark on talking about the intro and that one thing we experienced.
Outro.
Unfortunately, the deaths of other various characters in the series are very drawn out. This takes
like 10.
And what was his name? Zeppeli.
This takes like 10 minutes.
I don't remember it being any better actually in the manga. It's like, yeah, I mean these characters dying are what progresses Jonathan's character to a capacity, but it's also like, can we please speed this up? Oh, that's right. This is the thing I actually did realize when I was recording this game, and it's something that actually did put a lot into perspective for me. Jojo Part 1 is very much a tell, don't show kind of story. Everything is so verbosely beaten over your head with the fucking clutcher that it's like, I understand. Can we move on?
Yeah, but at the same time, do you want more show out of this game? Do you want this to last longer than it has to?
So that's the thing. If we do more show don't tell, we actually would make it shorter, because then they wouldn't be focused on the dialogue nearly as much. And then the characters monologuing, especially Speedwagon. Oh my fucking god, Speedwagon, shut the fuck up later on. Nope, here it is. It starts here.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and I realized also that no, that's not exclusive to this game. I also remember being pretty bad in the David anime as well at times.
Yeah, this is like a full 5 minutes in the anime.
I don't know if this is a thing that's like storytelling problems than 80s manga, but it's rough. I've never read Fist of the North Star. I don't know if this is also a problem that persists there as well, but damn,